Hello, welcome to Zigmatech Learning Hub. I'll be your instructor for English language. For this class, we are going to be taking our exercises from the Examguide app. If you don't have the application already installed on your device, I will want you to download the app in order to follow along in the class. Examguide is a leading educational app that helps students prepare adequately for various exams like UTME, post-UTME, WEAC, GCE, KCPE, IJMB, JUPEB, Cowbellpedia, BECE, JSCE, NCEE, NECO, etc. You can download the app from www.examguide.com or Google Play Store. Please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to be updated on new videos. Ready for today's class? Okay, let's get started. Welcome to another class on English language. Today we'll be looking at consonant sounds. Now it's important for us to understand one thing, and that's the fact that what letters do are not what sounds do. Letters help us to spell words, while sounds help us to pronounce words. Now basically, sounds are used in pronunciation of words, and the sounds we have in English are of two types. We have the vowel sounds and we have the consonant sounds. Now today we'll basically focus our knowledge on the consonant sounds. We'll know the consonant sounds we have in English, states, their voiced states and their voiceless states, those sounds that are voiced and those sounds that are voiceless. Then we'll look at words that bear these sounds. Alright, so we are starting off at once. Now, one thing I want us to understand is that consonant sounds are classified under under voiced or voiceless, whereas the vowel sounds are classified under stressed and unstressed. Now, because vowel sounds are classified under stressed or unstressed, we realize that they allow free flow of air, but in consonant sounds, they are not the same. Some consonant sounds have partial obstruction, while some consonant sounds have total obstruction. Now you realize that when you're producing certain sounds, basically the consonant sounds, you have obstruction. By obstruction, I mean hindrance. It looks as if the upper lip and the lower lip come together, hindering you from making that sound. But gradually you open up the lips and the sound or sounds are produced or is produced. Now this is because of the organs that aid in the production of these sounds. Where we have some sounds, you have the lip and the tongue aiding the production of the sound. In some cases, you have the teeth and the lip aiding the production of certain sounds. Now, this is more or less a table of the consonant sounds we have in English. They are basically 24 in number. We have 24 consonant sounds. Now, it's consonant sounds I want us to understand is different from consonant letters. I have stressed it when I started that letters are used for spellings, while sounds are used for pronunciation. That being said, it is good that we understand that consonant letters are different from consonant sounds. When we talk about consonant letters, you realize that we have 21 of them, if I'm not mistaken, while we have the five vowel sounds and the others, the 5 vowels and the others are consonants. But here we have only the consonant sounds, and that's what we look at. Under the voiceless, or what we call unvoiced, we have the p sound, we have the t, we have k, we have f, we have s, f, sh, ch. Then under the voiced, we have b, d, g, v, z, d, j, j, h, we, ne, re, yi, ng, le, and me. So these are voiced sounds. Now, what do we mean by voiced sounds? By voiced sounds, we refer to those sounds that vibrate. How do you realize there's a vibration? The vocal cord shakes. There's a vibration on the vocal cords. When you place a finger or two of your fingers on your neck, you will realize that while producing any of these voiced sounds, there is a vibration of the vocal cord. That is why we refer to them as voiced sounds. While the voiceless or unvoiced sounds, there is little or no vibration when these sounds are articulated. Now let's go to the real thing, and that's consonant sounds with examples in words. Now we have the P sound. That's the first sound we have there. Let me stress on one thing, that sounds are put in slash. If you write P without putting the slash, without having the sounds inside the slash, it's assumed is a letter. So what differentiates a letter from a sound is your ability to put it. Aside from those sounds that have different symbol for them, for those that have the same symbol with the letters, you must put them in slash. So once you write the P, be it you wrote it as small letter without putting a slash and you're saying it's a sound, it is not a sound. What makes it a sound is your ability to put it in a slash. Now this is the sound, and in this sound we have the pet, which the sound is seen at the first letter of the word. Then we have paper. Paper, we have it at the initial stage and we have it at the middle stage. Then we have top, which we have at the final stage. Now, one thing I want to also state is this, that basically all the sounds appear at the initial stage, the middle stage, and the final stage of words. Now, it's possible to see a particular sound appear in the initial stage. You see that sound also appear at the middle stage and appears at the final stage. That's what we've been able to do here. That we have the sound, we need you to understand that the P sound can start off a letter. The P sound can be seen at the middle of a letter, and it as well can be seen at the last stage of a word. All right. Now, I want to state something, that there are some words that start with letter P, but the P is not pronounced. There are some words that start with the letter P, and the P is not pronounced. You can look at the word PSALM. PSALM, the word is Sam. You will agree with me that the letter P in that word is not pronounced. So your ability to pronounce words will determine if the letter is pronounced as sound. As long as that letter is not pronounced as sound, that means you cannot term it to be at the initial stage. So if I have the word PSALM and I'm asked to underline the at the initial stage, I can't actually do that. Why? Because P is not at the initial stage in respect to pronunciation. It is at the initial stage in respect to spelling and not the pronunciation. So know it that there are certain words that have the P in it, but the P is not pronounced. Now we go to the sound B. 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 That is bet, trouble, and rub. Bet, trouble, and rub. Now you see we also have this sound at the initial stage of word, we have it at the middle stage of word, and we have it at the final stage of word. If you can go back to one of our videos on silent letters, you will agree with me that we treated the letter B appearing in certain words but not pronounced. The letter B appearing in certain words but are not pronounced. So I still want to emphasize on that fact that sometimes we see words that have letters physically there, but at the point of pronunciation, that is, if you know the exact way to pronounce these words, you will know that the letters are not audible, they are not pronounced, they are not made verbal at the point that you're pronouncing that word. Now we looked at such words as COMB, the object that you use to do justice to your hair is not well kept, you want to make it look okay. So that word, you see that the B is not pronounced. It's pronounced as comb. Comb. It ends with the letter M. and not the B. So we also have another one that we looked at. For those who have not been able to go through that our video on silent letters, you can actually go through them. It will help you while learning this one. So we said that we also have certain words like the word plumber, a person that comes to put your water system in order when you have a leakage. We said the B is not pronounced, that the word is pronounced as plumber and not plumber, as we generally call it. So it is important that we know that as much as we have the B sound appearing at the initial, middle, and final stage, be careful to understand that there are certain words with the letter B that will not be pronounced even when they appear, be it at the middle stage of a word or the final stage of a word. Now let's go to the next sound, which is t, 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 t. Now I want to clear something. Sometimes we hear people speak and it looks as if the letter T is not pronounced when they speak. We call it tapping T. That's the American way of speaking. For the British way of speaking, the British man will always pronounce the T as long as the T ought to be pronounced, except in cases where the T is timed to be silent. Now, where the T is not timed to be silent, you have to pronounce the T, except you're speaking in the American way. Because why I'm emphasizing on it is we are looking at these sounds for exam purposes, not for speaking purposes. Now, when you go to exam hall and you're used to certain T's not being pronounced and you see it there, you may feel that the T is actually not pronounced. All right, so I hear people sometimes say, ladies and gentlemen, please, the word gentlemen is pronounced as gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, not ladies and gentlemen. Because if you go about it that way, if you see such word in an exam and the letter T is underlined and you're asked to get a word that has the same sound with the underline, you will practically get confused because you have always seen the T in gentleman not to be pronounced. So please, this is the sound T. We have it at the initial stage, we have it at the middle stage, as well as the final stage. You can see that even at the point of transcription, it's not about seeing it physically, that the transcribed words bear these letters that we have in mind. Now we have the next sound, which is k, very important. Now we have letters that bear the k sound. As much as the k is a sound, it does not necessarily mean it has to be just letter K that will bear the sound. We have where we see the letter C bearing the k sound. As a matter of fact, we don't have C as sound. So wherever we have letter C, it practically changes to k sound, or we see sometimes ch sound, or sometimes we see sh sound. So you must be careful enough to understand when the letter C is sounding as k, when it's sounding as ch, and when it's sounding as sh or even S, because we have cases where the letter C changed to S. The word C-E-A-S-E, sees, the C there sounds as S, it's making you understand that we don't have letter C as a sound. So we have came, we have talking, and we have back. So you see that even in this word B-A-C-K, the C first changes to K before the letter K. So it is the C sound that we're looking at. It's more or less said that the last letter here is eliminated. So we have the G sound. Under the G sound, we have the initial stage, we have the middle stage, and we have the final stage. That's game, bigger, and bag. Game, bigger, and bag. Now it is pertinent that we understand that there are certain words that may start with G and the G is not pronounced. The word G-N-A-T is pronounced as nat, not gnat. And G-N-O-M-E is gnome, not gnome. So we have certain words with letter G, but the G is silent. And by silent, we mean they are not to be pronounced at the point of pronunciation. Then we have the first sound. We have the first sound. So the first sound has initial stage, middle stage, and final stage. We have fine, we have offer, and we have of. fine, offer, and off. Now we have the v sound. We have it at the initial stage, middle stage, and the final stage. Now we have the vine, we have saving, and we have of. You see, there's a difference between the this and this. The OFF is pronounced as off, that's F, but the OF is pronounced as of. That F changes to V. So you understand that sometimes we have letters that appear as letters, but at the point of pronunciation, they change to a particular sound because of the way they are pronounced. Then we have S and the Z sound. S and the Z sound. You have seal at the initial stage, missing at the middle stage, and face. Remember, I told us that we have cases where the letter C changes as sound S. So that's another example where the letter C changes as S. So we have the C sound, but we have letter C, but it's changing as S. Now we have the next sound, which is the Z sound. That's letter Z, but here it's called as Z. Zeal, initial stage, crazy, middle stage, and phase, final stage. Now, very important. You can see that in these two words that end, okay, the S sound and the Z sound, you see that we have a particular letter E ending each of them. Note this, that whenever you have a vowel, consonant, vowel, there's always a tendency for you not to apply that vowel at the point of pronunciation. You see that the word ended with a consonant S, and here the word ended with a consonant Z. Phase, face, phase, face. So when you're pronouncing face, as in F-A-C-E, be careful enough to know that it's S. And when it is P-H-A-S-E, the S there changes to Z. So you can't term two of them as to be homophones. They are not homophones. All right, the next sound is the sh sound, and the ch, sh, and the ch, sh, and the ch. So you have show starting a word, you have it middle of the word, and you have it the final stage of a word. The final stage of a word. So we have shell, we have pushing, we have rush. So you see that SH changes to the sh sound. So whenever you see SH, be careful to identify it as the sh sound. Then you have the ch, ch, that's measure, 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 vision, vision, and Asia. All right. Then you have the ch sound and the g sound. The ch sound and the g sound. Most of the ch sound are ch words. Most ch sound are ch words. You have choke, you have watching, and you have catch. You see, we have it at the initial stage, the middle stage, and the final stage. But for the ch sound, we didn't have it at the initial stage. Rather, we have it at the final for all of them. Then you have the joke, the G sound, joke, damage, and large. Then we have the first sound, that's what we call the silent TH. TH words have it, the sound that is silent for it, and we have the one that is audible. We have the silent TH and the audible TH. So for the silent TH, your tongue comes out with your lower upper teeth holding onto it at the point of pronunciation. So we have the word thin, thin, not thin. TH is not pronounced as t, though we have certain TH words that we sound as t, like Thomas. Thomas is spelled T-H-O-M-A-S, but at the point of pronunciation, that TH is not silent letter. It becomes a T sound. It's not Thomas, rather it is Thomas. But in this case of THIN, it is thin. Then the next word is method, method, not method, method. And the last one is both. So you see that at the point of pronunciation, with the transcription given, you see the signs, the symbols that are given: thin, method, and both. So the last is the audible TH. which means that at the point of pronunciation, vibration is actualized. You have the word then, you have other, you have with, then, other, and with. Then we have the lay sound. These ones are on their own. We have love, we have follow, and we have well. So where you have double consonants, it changes to a single consonant sound. When you have a double consonant letter, it changes to a single consonant sound. Do not see it as being two, that you have to, transcribe it as two consonant sounds. No, it's just one. So you have your love, you have follow, and you have well. That means we have it at the initial stage, we have it at the final stage, and we have it at the middle stage. Now let me clear something on the lay sound. For the lay sound, there are certain words with the lay sound that are not pronounced. English is not like mathematics, or rather oral English is not like mathematics that will give you a formula and you run with the formula. Now there are certain words like C-A-L-M. C-A-L-M will say it's not calm down. No, it's calm down. The L is not pronounced. The front of your palm, that's your palm, front of your hand, you could refer to as palm. The L is also not pronounced. In the word P-S-A-L-M, that's Sam, the L is also not pronounced. So you need to understand that there are certain letters that are silent. As much as they are audible in certain words, in certain other words, they are not audible. They are rather silent. They are not made visible. As much as they are visible to the eyes, but to the tongue, they are not visible. All right, so we have the mo sound, which is male, hemo, and sam. So you see that we also have it at the middle stage, final stage, and initial stage. Now, one will look at the word S-O-M-E and tell me that the mo sound is not at the final stage because the word ends with E. Remember, I told you sounds deal with pronunciation. So when you are pronouncing that very word, which sound ended the word? That's what we are looking at. The sound that ended the word is what you see at the final. So it's looking at the transcription we have, you see that the letter E was not pronounced either as E or as E. And at this point, we could say that some ends with the sound mo and not E. All right, so we have the nail sound, nail, funny, and fine. Nail, funny, and fine. We still have them at the initial, the middle, and the final. Then we have the sound. Sound. You have sing, you have singer, you have rang is also there. All right, so you have it's a sound, it's a consonant sound that is quite like the N, but it's not N, but it's produced through the nose. We call it a nasal sound. So you have the he sound, you have the heel, you have perhaps. Now I want to clear something on the he sound. That's the letter H. All right. Now I hear some people use articles, certain articles for letter H, possibly because the letter H is visible and they feel it's letter A, the article A that ought to be used. When we were growing up, we were made to know that use the article A for consonant letters and use the article an for vowels. All right. So now I would want to clear something, that the article A is used for consonant sounds. Let's not call it letters, because when you're speaking, you pronounce. So article A is used for consonant sounds, while article an is used for vowel sounds. Now, if you have the word H-O-N-O-U-R, that's honor, you will agree with me that the H is silent. So are you going to say a honor? I'm giving her a honor. It will be wrong. That's why I said use article A for consonant sounds, use article an for vowel sounds. So if I have honor and at the point of pronouncing, I realize that H is not pronounced, rather my sound, or yes, the sound started with O, and O is what? A vowel. That makes me use what? An. So an honor. So wherever you have certain words that start with letter H but are not pronounced, please do well to use your article an. But in this case, we don't have a case like that. You have heel, the words are the he sound is pronounced in this case. But where the he sound is not pronounced, then you have to use an. If you want to learn more about what I've just said about the letter H, go back to our video on silent letters. It will help you a whole lot. Then we have the re sound. The re sound, we have it as real, we have it correct. Now, note it that there are still words with R, but the R is not pronounced. Now, basically, when a word ends with ER, it bears a vowel sound. You don't see that R in a word. When a word ends with ER, it ends with a schwa sound. Look at this word singer. We have R in the word singer, but you see that R is not made visible here because ER ends with a vowel sound, which is the schwa sound. Maybe if time permits, we'll go look at the vowel sounds and how some consonant letters can take the vowel sounds can take over the place of the consonant because of the articulation involved in them. Then we have the Y sound. This is letter J, small letter J, but it's not seen as J, it's seen as the Y sound. U, beyond, U and beyond. Basically, where we have Y starting a word, it bears this Y sound. Wherever you have Y starting a word, it bears this Y sound. But where Y ends the word, it will become a consonant, to become a vowel and not a consonant. Then we have EW. Where you have EW in a word, the tendency that you have the Y sound there is also there. Then we have the we sound, which is we, and showing just for the initial stage and final stage. Just for the initial stage and final stage. All right, we want to look at some activities based on what we have learned. Let's look at an activity and see how far we have learned. All right. Okay, now it says from the words lettered A to D, choose the word that has the same consonant sound as the one represented by the letters on the line. So we're going to look at them. I have the word O-R-D-E-R, and this is the sound. The first word is another. Where I have something that sounds that way is the TH, but remember we said we have the silent TH and the audible TH, and at the point of teaching there was no place where we saw the audible TH having any similarity with the normal letter D. So we have the next option. So option A is out entirely. The next option says wedge. Yes, we have the letter D here, but you will agree with me that we did not say wedge. No, rather the word is pronounced as wedge, and we're looking at the. So option C says made. So the answer is what? Option C. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one says loy. That's letter L. Loy or joy. Okay, that's joy. That's joy there. The letter underlined is J. So we have to pronounce the options to see the one that has the same sound with the underline. We have option A says huge. Oh, that's the answer. The answer is there already because the option B says U, and that's not the same sound. Option C says bagged. It doesn't sound like joy. Option D says obey. It doesn't sound like joy. So my answer is what? Huge. All right, let's go to the next. We'll take about 5 of them. All right, the next one says chunk. So we have the sound ch. All right, option A says what? Show. Does it sound like chunk? I doubt. Ch. There are 2 different sounds, so option A is out of it entirely. Then we have option B. We said matches. Oh, that's correct. Remember when we are looking at the ch sound, I told you CH bears the ch sound. So, but now somebody would ask, I can see CH as option C, that is not ch sound. Yes, we have exceptions. I kept saying that in English there are exceptions. This word is pronounced as choir and not choir. No, it's pronounced as choir. So the word here is what? Matches. All right, let's go to another one. The next question. All right, let me go to the previous, which is number 4. All right, I have the word pressure, 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 pressure. All right, so I have measure, I have saw, I have beige, and I have wash. So the answer is what? Measure. All right, then the next one, and it says we have the word easy, and the letter underlined is letter S. Remember, I told us that sometimes the letter S can sound as Z. As much as it sounds as S, it can also sound as Z. So let's look at the word here. The word says easy. So at this point, the S is sounding as Z. So the options we have are lasts, which sounds as S, loss, curse, and we have phase. So practically the answer is what? Phase. Thank you for participating in today's class. You can practice more questions using the Examguide app. The app scores and gives a detailed explanation of all the questions at the end of your practice test. You can learn a particular topic of interest with different modes like study mode, mock mode, and practice mode. It also has other features that make learning fun. It is a must-have for all serious students. Download from www.examguide.com if you don't have it yet. See you in the next class. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and share the videos to people that will benefit from it. Bye.